What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get into anything today, I wanted to do like a little fan art segment because I got a few pieces of fan art the other day and I wanted to show them off on the channel. Here is everything I've gotten in the past few days. If you want to go check it out up close, if you go to my community tab, I've posted every single picture there. I'm giving credit to the artists. Here are the accounts that you want to go check out on TikTok. They look amazing, and I'm so grateful for the fan art that I've received, especially at the skill level that they're at. They look so good, even the ones that are just claiming to be sketches. For sketches, they look really good. But once again, this is just a huge shout out to my community. You guys are amazing. The level of support you guys have shown is insane to me, as always. But yeah, I just wanted to show off the art that I've received. And once again, like I've said on TikTok, if you are interested in showing me your art, you can leave them here on YouTube in my community tab, or if you want to do it through TikTok, my DMs are always open, or as an alternative, you can post them into my comments to where I am most likely to see them. But that about does it for that segment of the video. Let's get into what we're doing today. The idea for today's video came from this comment right here that I got on my tier list video a while back. So I thought, why not take a listen to a few of those bands that I put onto the haven't heard list and, you know, just give them a little chance. So today we've got 3 bands and 1 song from each band that we're going to be listening to. Today we're going to be listening to Big in Japan by Guano Apes, Burn It by Fever 333, and Shwain no Isu by Deer in Grey. I really hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So we're going to be starting off with Guano Apes. I chose this one specifically because I'm assuming it's a cover of Big in Japan by Alphaville, and I am a very big fan of not only Alphaville, but I'm a very big fan of when nu metal bands take 80s music and, you know, turn them into a nu metal song. I think it always comes out great. So we're going to give this one a shot. Here we go. Alright, so it's pretty strong so far, I'm going to say that right now. I'm not a big fan of the more up-tuned sound that the guitar has. Vocals sound pretty good though. I really do like the vocals. I can say that about this band so far. I really do like the vocals. I'm not sure about the instrumentals behind it. I like the drumming. I can say that. I really like the drumming. I don't know. I'm not too sure about the up-tuned guitars, and that's what drives me away from a lot of metal subgenres. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying it's not really my thing, but I think it's really well produced. I think the vocals are amazing, the drums are amazing, but I think it really comes down to personal preference here, that it's not a bad song, it's just not really my thing, because I don't like up-tuned guitars. I like that down-tuned, like, disgusting kind of sound that nu metal has traditionally. This doesn't really have it, but it does sound good, I'll say that. Is it gonna go into the playlist? No, that was Guano Apes. Next up, we are listening to Burn It by Fever 333. These guys are a fairly new band, I think, so I'm not sure what to expect. It's pretty 50-50 when it comes to more modern bands, because some of them just sound like complete shit, but I'm willing to give these guys a chance. So I'm hearing like maybe a little bit of industrial, so that could be pretty cool. I don't hear a lot of like modern bands take up many industrial kind of sounds. I don't know about the vocals. I really like the flow of the guitar here though. It sounds really good. It sounds like Rage Against the Machine. That's what I'm going to say right now. This sounds like a more industrial style of Rage Against the Machine's music, and I really like that actually. This part sounds a little more like newer Linkin Park. This is a really interesting blend of sounds that I'm hearing here. I'm a little bit mixed on this so far. I'll say that. I really liked some parts, but some other parts kind of way back the better ones. You know what I mean? So that was Burn It by Fever 333. Very interesting blend of sounds that I heard from this one, because it starts off with the almost like digital industrial kind of sound, and the vocals are a little bit weak for the opening, I'll say that, but then it gets into the real rhythm, and I really like the rhythm of the guitars in this one. and it sounds a lot like Zack from Rage Against the Machine. I really love when nu metal bands take inspiration from those guys, because even though they're not a nu metal band, they did inspire a lot of the sound that comes from the genre itself. And then it progresses into this sound that gives off like a sort of Linkin Park kind of vibe, and I really like that. And it's really interesting because it's not like Meteora or Hybrid Theory, it's more like post Minutes to Midnight, the sound that Linkin Park kind of developed after that album came out, which is not a sound I hear too often, but I only ever hear it from Linkin Park, so it's really cool to hear it here, especially from a modern band. This song's pretty 50-50 for me though, I will say that, because there's some parts that I don't like, and I think it kind of holds it back from the potential that it has. But I do like it, I really like it. I definitely want to listen to more of these guys' music after hearing this one. Is this one going into the playlist? Oh yeah. All right, this is the last song for the video. This is Shwain no Isu by Deer and Gray. Once again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, and I'm gonna look like a fucking idiot if I'm not. So let me know in the comments, right? This is a Japanese band, I'm pretty sure. I actually got recommended to listen to these guys the other day in my TikTok comments. So I'm kind of expecting a lot because I'm huge into Japanese nu metal. I love the way it sounds. They've always got this very specific, hyperactive almost kind of sound to their style of the genre. Let's give it a listen. I've got really high hopes, so I hope I don't get too disappointed if it isn't, you know, up to my standards, right? All right, let's go. All right, we might have a winner here. All right, yeah, this is really good. I'm liking this so far. It's a very interesting take on the vocals. I'm not sure if I like that, but everything else is still pretty solid. I think it would be a little bit harsh for me to judge it because I'm not exactly a person who speaks Japanese. Yeah, it's not bad. I like this part better. I think whatever was going on in the beginning, that was kind of odd. This is really good. I'd say just because it is a little bit of a different style over there in Japan, I think this is pretty close to some sort of like Slipknot-esque band. Yeah, see, it's this part. I don't like whatever this is. Everything else is pretty solid, though. I really like the drumming. I love the fast drumming that they do. It's one of my favorite things about nu metal. It's when they incorporate, like, super fast drumming. Alright, that was Deer and Gray. It was pretty good. I don't like the I think that's a little bit goofy. I'm sure it sounds way better if I actually knew Japanese. Maybe they're actually saying something, but it sounds like just to me, you know what I mean? But what I was saying before, I was trying to listen to the music. I got a little caught up in it. I actually really liked it. What I was saying before is because Japan's nu metal scene has a very different sound to the rest of the genre, I would say this is probably what they would consider like a Slipknot kind of sound to their music. I really like it. I like the drumming. I love the rhythm that it had. I think the actual singing part was really good. I think their vocals are really good. I definitely want to hear more from these guys, so this one is going into the playlist as well. All right, that about does it for today's video. That was 3 nu metal bands that I had never listened to before. Only one of them I just didn't really like, which was Guano Apes. It's just, I don't know. It's not my kind of thing. I don't think it's bad, but it's not something that I would listen to. It's kind of like my feelings toward Rammstein. I think their production is great. I think they put a lot of effort into their music. It's just not my thing. I don't like the way it sounds. It's not my cup of tea, you know what I mean? But I did like the other 2 bands. I'm definitely going to have to check out much more of their stuff. They sound so promising from what I heard so far. And if you guys want to make some kind of series out of this, be sure to drop some band recommendations in the comments. And if I haven't heard of them, I will compile them into a playlist and probably make another video on it. Other than that, that does it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. And I will see you all next time. Bye!